All right, we good? Thumbs up. Okay. All right, everyone, welcome to our Fizzology call. I'm Kelsey Fernando. I am a proud independent consultant and area manager with Arbonne, and we are here to talk all about fizz and some cool little recipes or variations you can do with your fizz. So first things first, if you haven't had fizz in your life, you definitely need to try it. Multiple flavors. They come out with all different we have permanent flavors and we have limited edition flavors. I am going to highlight mainly the raspberry fizz today because it is limited edition and just returned 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago, Monday. I don't know what day it is. And so that being said, a lot of the recipes I'm going to share today are going to be focused on the raspberry fizz so that if you are a consultant, you can share it with your clients. If you're a client, you can try them. And then that way you can grab raspberry while it's here. Okay. But just know with some of these recipes, you definitely can sub out the flavors when you get a base. A little bit of my background for why my aunt asked me to do Fizzology is I did bartend and I'm a certified bartender. I don't now. I haven't for a while. Thank you, Arbonne. We'll just throw that in there as it replaced my bartending. However, I do love to still make fizz cocktails or mocktails because just adding fizz to water is delicious and that's typically my everyday beverage during the day, but it's nice to make some swaps in the evening that can help you if you want to go out and about and not deal with the added sugars, maybe feeling as dehydrated after you have an adult cocktail. Your next day is typically more enjoyable. I will be honest, I had a client that just got back from her first vacation with her husband since having their baby. And she messaged me today and was like, hydration and fizz saved me. I felt good like 90% of the time while we were away. And she said a lot of people were trying it from her because they were like, what are you doing? How come you feel so good while we're on vacation having a lot of adult cocktails? So if you haven't mixed fizz with a cocktail, hopefully you try something. And if not, all of these cocktails that I'm going to mention today, you can just keep the alcohol out and it's an easy mocktail. Okay. So before I get into the recipes, I did want to emphasize in case anyone has never tried fizz before or you're hesitant on why fizz versus, let's say, coffee Celsius. So first, fizz benefits. Um, when we think about what we're drinking, you have to take into consideration calories and sugar content. And oftentimes we want to eat healthy and we're not always thinking what we're drinking. So that's a way that a lot of people get empty calories that they don't necessarily pay attention to. Okay. So a great way to limit that is by switching to fizz. All right. With our fizz, we have 2 grams of sugar. So the reason why I love to make mocktails or cocktails with fizz versus say juice or soda is because a full stick has only 2 grams. So I'm cutting out a lot of sugars when I'm having my margarita or let's say a dirty Shirley, which is one that I'm going to highlight today. That typically has grenadine. That's like all sugar and red 40. Like we don't need that, guys. Just throw a raspberry fizz in. Okay. So you're going to reduce your sugar intake, which is good for obviously our blood sugar. And then we also have great benefits because it has your B vitamins, it has your caffeine from green tea and guarana, ginseng guarana, and we also have some electrolytes. So we have a little bit of everything where when you look at something like a coffee, you're not getting those electrolytes. You're not getting those B vitamins. Yes, it might be a low caloric beverage depending on how you make it. I am and was someone who loves coffee. I used to drink a pot a day, not realizing it, but I was extremely dehydrated all the time. And when I switched to fizz and got rid of my coffee addiction, I am now hydrated and so many other health benefits came, but also financial benefits. So along with, our B vitamins, our CoQ10, our electrolytes, and getting about 55 milligrams of caffeine in each fizz stick, there's also a price point I want to point out. Oftentimes we talk about the health benefits of our Arbonne products, which we know are amazing, but I really like to point out our wallet savings. So yesterday, Monday, I had a Dunkin's gift card. So I'm doing the 7 day reset, by the way, right now, which is why I'm not going to make an actual beverage in front of you guys to show you because I would feel really guilty putting it down the drain. It's also 8:36 my time, and I'm going to be in bed by like 9:30 tonight. So I was not going to drink a fizz. So that being said, because I'm doing the 7 day, I'm fasting. And so on Monday, I was like, we'll just stop by Dunk's. I'll get one coffee. I'm not like, I don't drink it often, but every once in a while, I like to have a coffee. So my medium Dunkin's iced coffee with almond milk, nothing special, not a latte, not a colada, like just literally an average iced coffee, cost me $4.20. Now, average Celsius. I do not drink those, never have, but we all know we see people with Celsius, or maybe you currently drink one. On average, they cost $2.28 to maybe $1.90. Okay. I see them sometimes for 2.50, like, or, like two for five. Um, Starbucks, medium, normal, not specialty beverage. Okay, costs $3 on average, medium coffee, $3.65 up to $4.63. So right now on average, I've listed out three really top energy beverage drinks that most of us have. And they all average from $2.28 all the way to $4.63. And these are the basic drinks. We're not talking about the latte with the this, with the that, the grande size. These are all the average. Now, as a preferred client, when you buy a box of fizz, your fizz price is $1.84. So already we have saved money. Now, if you are a strategic shopper, like I am, and I always get a free box of fizz, I think I have like 4 free boxes of blood orange on my way because I strategically place my orders, and blood orange is my favorite flavor. So I strategically place them to always get free fizz. If you buy 3 boxes of fizz, you can get one free as a preferred client. And then that brings your fizz count to $1.38. So fizz is great for its health benefits, as I just pointed out, but it's also great for the budget. So when we are deciding, should we switch to fizz? Yes, you should. Your wallet will thank you. Your body will thank you. And if you choose to have any of these adult cocktails, the next day you will thank me, because you will feel much better than a normal way to have these cocktails. Okay. So now I'm going to explain to you guys a couple easy, like really easy cocktails that can totally switch to mocktails. You don't need a lot of ingredients. I don't keep a lot of ingredients in my house because I really try not to drink at the house. So, when you look at some cocktails and you need like bitters and you need, all these added garnishes. Like that's kind of a pain. So how can we make some quick, easy cocktails or mocktails that you can do with your friends? If you're a consultant, doing a fizz margarita party is a great way to chat with people. I had one last week, and they got to try the fizz with margaritas. But also a great way to order some beverages when you are out and about and easily add fizz to it if you're at a restaurant. So, because raspberry fizz is our limited edition flavor right now, one of the drinks that is a very high sugar, high caloric beverage that a lot of people like, super simple, is a dirty Shirley. So, a dirty Shirley is typically Sprite or ginger ale, vodka, and grenadine. So, that's basically just like a sugar stick. Now, a lot of people talk about the raspberry fizz tasting like a Swedish fish. So that's very like candy-like already. So this is a great one to replace those sugary mixers with a raspberry fizz. So for a dirty Shirley, you would do about 1 to 1.5 ounces of vodka. You would add your raspberry fizz stick, half a lime, squeeze it for the juice, and soda water. That's it. You'll have a clean version of a dirty Shirley. And guess what? If you want a mocktail, just leave out the vodka. Okay, so you're looking at soda water, half a lime squeezed, and raspberry fizz. Simple, delicious. Okay. Now, the next one few more ingredients. But what's great is a lot of these you can mix up, just changing your preference. I tried to pick a couple of different preferences in alcohol because I understand some people are, vodka, rum, tequila. I'm a tequila girl. So we have kind of one of each. All right. So raspberry mojito. It's spring and summer's coming. So mojito is a very light and refreshing beverage. And again, most of the stuff I just named in a Dirty Shirley, you would actually use in a mojito with just a different alcohol base of rum. So for a raspberry mojito, all you would need is a couple of raspberries and mint leaves. You're going to slap the mint first, actually. Then you're going to pop it in your glass, add your raspberries, and mush them up a little bit. Okay. Then you're going to do 1 to 1.5 ounces of white rum, your raspberry fizz, half a lime, and some soda water. And that is it. Now, typically in a mojito, they add what's called simple syrup. Simple syrup is literally cooked down sugar. So it's a daily just liquid sugar. So if you are ever out to eat and you are trying to cut down the sugar content, ask for a mojito without that and then add your fizz in when it comes to your table. That's a simple way to make the adjustment. Okay. Raspberry Moscow Mule. This one's so easy because luckily we have a lot of new brands now. And actually, my aunt left this at my house last week, and I was like, "Oh, perfect! I'm probably gonna have it tomorrow as a mocktail." Um, but the lime ginger. Okay, this is an option. A Polar has a lime ginger. There's all different soda water brands that we want to look for no added sugars in them, no artificial anything, right? But the lime ginger soda water already has ginger and lime. A Moscow Mule is ginger beer, lime juice, and vodka. Like that's what it typically is. So something so simple is just grabbing your lime and your ginger for a soda water versus a ginger beer. Ginger beer is very high in sugar. Okay. And then you're going to do 1 or 1.5 ounces of vodka and you will add in your raspberry fizz and you have a raspberry Moscow Mule. Okay. Now, if you can't find the ginger one, what I like to do, I don't know if anyone else, I always have powdered ginger at my house. Like I like to mix when I'm cooking. I always have ginger. So sometimes I'll just have lime soda water on hand and I'll throw some of the powdered ginger in it and mix it up to get the ginger flavor if I can't find the actual ginger beer. Okay. Now let's say you want a strawberry Moscow Mule. Okay. If you've got strawberry fizz laying around, which I'm very jealous, I have clients that would kill for that. Switch it with the raspberry. Blackberry Moscow Mule. Switch it with the raspberry. See, so our bases are really similar. And then you can switch your fizz flavor. All right. This one, the next two I want to point out are not with raspberry. So I was mainly focusing on raspberry, but I wanted to point out the pear fizz. It's still in stock, right? I think it still is, right? That's what I thought. Unless it like went out and I didn't realize it. So cucumber pear mojito. I've been wanting to try this, but I can't because, but I've thought about this recipe for a while. So a cucumber pear mojito, you're going to follow the same base as a typical mojito drink. So mojito is going to be white rum, soda water, lime, and mint. And then when you put those together, you're going to muddle cucumber and do the pear fizz. Because pear and cucumber are usually paired together in a lot of beverages, and it's very light and refreshing. So that would make a delicious cucumber pear mojito. It's also a limited edition flavor, which would be, great time to stock up while we still have it. Now, the last one I have, it wouldn't be a normal me. I said I'm a tequila person if I didn't talk about a blood orange margarita because blood orange margaritas are like my go-to. Okay. And there's actually, I made multiple margaritas last Wednesday and played with multiple fizz, pineapple, peach mango, and blood orange. And so a couple different variations. Normally a margarita, you're going to have your tequila, soda water, lime, and, some type of orange liqueur. Could be triple sec, could be Grand Marnier, right? Now the kicker with and sour mix at some places, but I don't like to use sour mix. Okay. Now the kicker with like Grand Marnier or triple sec is that's typically a more sugary liqueur. All right. So we kind of want to take that out when we're making it and keep it a bit cleaner. And if you guys can, when you go out to eat, if you're getting a beverage, like really ex-nay the sour mix. I am that snob at a restaurant that will say, "What's in your sour mix? How do you make it?" And I'm expecting them to say, "We squeeze the lime and we squeeze the lemon and we squeeze the orange." And if they don't, I don't get it. But that's the beauty of having fizz on hand when you are possibly out to eat, because you can always add a fizz and it's going to give you that sense of the juice feeling that sour mix typically would. So, clean margarita. Again, you could make it a raspberry margarita. You could make it a peach mango margarita. You can make it a blood orange margarita. That's the best part about having so many fizz options. But a blood orange margarita is going to be 1 to 1.5 ounces of tequila. I personally prefer silver. If you like gold, that's cool. I really don't. I don't know why. Um, and typically I'll do a plain one, or I'm a big 1800 coconut fan. I'm not gonna lie. And I have tried the coconut with pineapple fizz, which we no longer have, but if you have a stock, you'll thank me later after trying it with pineapple. Peach mango, delicious, by the way. It's like tropical pina colada. And then blood orange. So I have tried the 1800 with all three of those, and it's delicious. All right. You also could do like a cucumber, sorry, a coconut raspberry, which would could be the 1800 coconut with the raspberry one. That would be really good. But for blood orange, I typically do just plain tequila. All right. And you when you look for a tequila, I used to work at a Mexican restaurant, so I became like a real big snob with tequila. When you guys are looking for one, you want to make sure it's 100% blue agave. So there are different types of tequilas, and if it's a mixto, then it means it's mixed with some of the agave plant and then also things like corn syrup, sugar, and water. So that's like a no-go. All right. So we're looking for 100% blue agave. Now, so you're going to do your about 1 to 1.5 ounces of your tequila. You're going to have one full lime, typically. I like to do half of an orange. All right. And then soda water and half of a blood orange fizz stick. I usually do half for that one because I'm adding in a little bit of the orange, like an actual orange. But here's the thing when we're making beverages. If you like things really, like if you like sweeter, do a full fizz stick. It's only 2 grams of sugar. If you don't like things as flavorful or as sweet, do half of one. It's only 1 gram of sugar. Now, if we compare that to, let's say, a cup of juice, all right? Oftentimes a cup of juice, which we know juice is made as mixers all the time. Behind the bar, I always had different juices. A cup of juice, you're looking at, 20 to 30 grams of sugar. And so if you think if you're ordering things like a Mai Tai or if you're ordering a margarita and they're using all the juices instead of us using a fizz, you're getting a lot of sugar while you're having your alcoholic beverage. Now, here's the kicker. Sugar also dehydrates us and alcohol dehydrates us. So when we think about that feeling the next day, if we can reduce our sugars when we decide to have a beverage, we're not going to feel as dehydrated the next day, which is typically the reason why people might feel hungover, is actually dehydration, right? So we want to look for ways to make those easy swaps from that sugar, from maybe that, energy drink that's mixed with a beverage. I still haven't found a way to make a coffee beverage cocktail without some coffee, but I've tried here and there with our coffee protein, but I'm a big espresso martini person. I have tried with some of our coffee protein. It's just not the same. It's a little thicker, but I'll still keep exploring. But at least the fruity beverages, when you think about, going out and having a beverage, we can make some easy swaps. I'd even say like a Mai Tai, you could use half a peach mango if you had half a pineapple. still, right? And you could use a lime juice, soda water, half a peach mango, half a pineapple, and rum, and mix that together to then try and get that same tropical feel of a Mai Tai without the almost 40 grams of sugar you're probably drinking in a Mai Tai. Okay. Um, so let me see. I got a Dirty Shirley, a raspberry mojito, raspberry Moscow Mule, cucumber pear mojito, and blood orange margarita. All right. And again, if you look at those price points of using fizz, you're going to save money from having your fizz stick comparable to having your regular daily beverage. Right. And then when we just look at the idea of how much a margarita typically costs out to eat, making a fizz margarita at home will be way cheaper. I can guarantee that. So making them at home, keeping them clean is not only going to be beneficial to your health, but also to your wallet in the end as well. Um, Shane, do we want to see if people have any questions or any like specific drinks that they've played
Sure.
with, or maybe
Sure,
that
we got a couple minutes. I will tell you guys, Kelsey, my beautiful girl here, is my niece. And so we are huge fans of the 1800 coconut tequila. We don't hardly ever drink, but when we do drink, we drink 1800 good quality. And that is delicious with a little bit of Cointreau, seltzer water, and a fizz stick. And that is about my extent of bartending. So I will just tell you it's delicious, but I'll mute out. And you really don't, like she said, most of the time the hangover you get the next day is all the junk, the sour mix, the sugar. Like this just circumvents that. And it's not that we're advocating drinking lots of alcohol. It's also amazing as a mocktail. Like she was saying, there's so many different flavors that you can mix with the seltzer and just have a great mocktail. But do any of you have any questions for Kelsey? I think everybody's pretty darn happy with all of your info. They may be bugging you for some of your recipes at some
I
point.
know. I wrote them all down and I figured if I was better at Canva, they'd be cute. They're all on post-it notes because that's me. I'm post-it note queen. But
Yep.
what I can do tomorrow, is I can put all of them onto Canva and that way it's accessible, at least with the raspberry fizz out right now, for you guys to make your own, maybe, if you're a consultant, go live showing how to make some or send them to your clients. And then if you're a client, then you'll have it if you have something going on, or upcoming. But again, like, don't be afraid to take your fizz out if you're out to eat and ask for, you know, a beverage and hold the sour mix and then add your fizz. Because if you do hold the sour mix, the bartender will not give you more alcohol in it, by the way. Um, People have asked me before, and I'm like, no, you don't get more alcohol if we put less mixer. So you're going to get the same amount of alcohol and you're going to have less mixer. I always ask to just add more soda water and take out the juice, or add more soda water and take out the sour mix. And then I'll add my own fizz at the table. So, and yes, like, I mean, I have a drink like once a week, if that, right now. So although we always know, quick disclaimer, as we're health and wellness consultants, alcohol is inflammatory. And if you can cut it out the best, then you'll be healthier for sure. But if you like to indulge here and there, we can indulge a little smarter and a little healthier, to help our body out. So, Donna, yeah, I have a lot of people that meet me through pulling my fizz out, at a restaurant. Actually, one of my current clients, was sitting at a bar having a margarita, and she saw me pour something into my margarita, and she was like, "What is that?" And there you go. So it's a great talking point. It's a great way to meet people, and also share a way to enjoy a beverage.
Oh, Jennifer said you've inspired me to make a paloma with my grapefruit
Yes.
fizz.
So I didn't highlight that. You should. My friend came up here to grab a fizz and she goes, "Do you realize how many boxes of grapefruit fizz you have?" And I was like, "Oh, yes, I do." So grapefruit fizz and blood orange are my two favorites, and the Paloma is delicious. Like, and for those of you guys who do not know a Paloma, it's basically just a grapefruit margarita. It's soda water, lime juice, tequila, and grapefruit juice. And you easily can swap the grapefruit juice for the fizz, and it's identical. It's delicious. Um, Nicole, my beautiful canvas. I love how you're saying they will be. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, well, we can post, Shane. Where do you usually post to get all the information?
I can share it in the MVP group so that everybody can get them. And I do already have a Canva already set up that I was going to do for the raspberry fizz. I just didn't, my drinks didn't look quite as cute as Kelsey's. But if you give me your post-it notes tomorrow, we
Okay.
can work on it together. We see each
Okay.
other for swim lessons for her 1 year old tomorrow, one of the best days of my week. Have you done any cocktails with the hydrate? Roanne would like to know.
So yes, I have a friend who's a huge hydrate fan, and so she prefers to mix hers with that. The only thing, and I am on Arbonne, well, I'm on my Aunt Shane to go up because she's the MVP to talk to the top. Is I would like some more flavors of the hydrate, so that I could make more. But yeah, I mean, really, I have friends that will get a like a skinny margarita out and about. So tequila, soda water, and just lime juice, and then they'll add a hydration in. It's mixed berry flavor, so that one's usually pretty decent. For the most part, that's the one that most of my friends will do, and I've also done it. There's just we only have one flavor, so we can't play with it as often, and so it's kind of a bummer.
Y'all, I can't tell you how many times in a year this girl, I was gonna say this child, but
Every
she's
month.
it's like constant. Every month she's like, so is this month the month they're gonna come out with hydrate flavors? I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. We need a few, like maybe a pink lemonade, just like how they did pink lemonade intercom, have a pink lemonade like hydrate, because then you could have a really good like Arnold Palmer a variation with the detox tea, like vodka, and then the hydrate. I mean, you might be able to make that now with the detox tea. And yeah, we
I
don't
will
really
tell you
have
guys,
lemonade flavors.
the whole point of the hydrate is not to add it with alcohol, it's to stay.
Yes, but if you
Shane,
are
yeah.
on
Shane, I was
vacation,
going to say Michelle Lopes doesn't want us adding our fizz to alcohol, but I'm like, we all do it.
everyone, I know,
Yeah. And
everyone.
yeah, and I did like some of the places here because I live in a resort area, and so I'm friends with some of the people that work at the restaurants, and they know like I want a Tito's club or seltzer and a wine glass with ice filled to the top. So it's a light vodka and club because, like I said, give me the biggest wine glass because I like everything in a wine glass, but I don't want all the sugar and alcohol. So I like to drink like high noons, and I even put a high. I don't. I mean, when I drink, I don't drink every day, obviously, but if I'm going out for happy hour or something, but it's like, but even a high noon, which is only 4% alcohol and vodka and club soda or whatever, I put it in a wine glass with ice because I just love a fancy glass. So, but that's where, some of the places here at happy hour when I was going out with friends or whatever, like I'm just like, they know Donna wants a vodka and club in a wine glass. And then I put the fizz stick in, and then sometimes the bartender comes back and they're like, did I mess up your drink? Why is there that color? I'm like, oh, I put this in it. Oh, what's that? So
It's
but
the
yeah,
greatest.
Absolutely.
I
I
don't. I
get
don't think Michelle's going to
FOMO.
give us more mixers, but we could ask for other flavors in the hydration because I definitely would like another flavor. And then a lot of times, at night in my clean tea now, it's messing up my fasting. But I love the Intercom pink lemonade, and I put it in my clean tea, either hot or cold, like mostly cool. This is cool, but yeah.
Yeah.
Donna,
But I
try
agree.
the
We should
dream
get more
tea.
flavors. Hmm?
The intercom and the dream tea is amazing.
Oh, I should try that.
It's
Yeah, in my really
amazing.
big mug, I'll do both of the teas, but I never added the intercom to it. I should. Okay, I'm doing that tomorrow night.
Perfect.
This is
All right,
great.
ladies.
Oh,
Kelsey,
hi, baby. Sorry,
oh,
there's a
who's
baby
got a
right
Thank
here.
you.
baby?
Oh, I'm waving.
Aww.
Nicole does there.
Oh, now I see
Aww.
Nicole's little one.
This is my
So
1 year old, Riley.
Hi, Riley.
Oh, how
I have a
cute.
1 year old too.